Welcome back to another episode of XXL Radio with your host, Andrew VK2XXL, former commercial radio broadcaster. In case you were thinking to yourself, that guy sounds like a radio announcer, well, once upon a time I was. Anyway, short comparison video to show how the Hex Beam performs against an end-fed half-wave antenna strung in the sloper configuration. A 7-metre flagpole with the end-fed half-wave fed right up at the very top. The end-fed half-wave is cut for 40 metres currently, and it's hung up in a sloper configuration. So it's going off the ground down into a sand peg there in the distance. And I mean, pretty much what you'd expect. The Hex Beam absolutely destroys the end-fed half-wave. But end-fed half-waves are good. Don't get me wrong. I mean, to get you on 40 metres especially, you can speak to your local buddies and work DX on 40 metres on the end-fed half-wave with a bit of power as well. But this video is more geared towards the people that are thinking about going to one of these bad boys. Because if you've had one of these bad boys for a little while, and you finally want to step up to a Hex Beam, which is pretty easy to get up, and pretty affordable as well, this will give you a quick idea of the sort of performance increase you can expect to obtain. So I'm in the northwest of Sydney, and we're going to be observing the signal of Paul. Echo Alpha 5, Japan, Zulu in Spain. And you'll just see how much of an improvement you get in the signal and how quiet the noise floor is on this as well when I wind the RF gain control down and there slightly, because on my older vintage equipment that has a real RF gain, I like to crank that up to improve the signal to noise ratio, but I will cut that back a bit as well so you can see the actual noise floor on this. But great value for money. The G3TXQ design.
What size is your plot of land?
About an acre, mate, Harvey.
Oh, good stuff. That's excellent. I don't know how many square metres an acre
The
is.
Hex
What
Beam.
would that be roughly in square meterage?
Long wire.
Square metres or something like that.
Hex
Something
Beam.
like that, I think. I can't remember now.
I don't have a Scooby
Hex
Doo, mate, to be
Beam.
honest with you, but my plot's
The long
quite
wire.
big. I've only got just about 1,000 square
Beam.
metres. Something like that, 30 by 30 or somewhere around those sort of numbers.
The end-fed
It's not a big
half-wave.
plot of land here. And that's why I've got the tower at the side of the
Beam.
house rod. Simply because I've got the pool. The pool comes out from a terrace into the middle of the property
End-fed
here.
half-wave.
Tracy would have had a heart attack if I'd have put the tower anywhere else, because obviously she doesn't let me lie the pool
The beam.
and look at my antenna, although she can see it. If she's facing to if she probably
End-fed
what
half-wave.
do you call it, we call it a lilo, I don't know what you call it in Australia, but those dead things you lie on at the side of the pool. So the way she
And back to the
can
beam.
see it. But if she turns the deck here around, or the lilo around, then
You can see on the end of that last
she's not
cycle as well.
pretty, mate, which I find quite
it dropped off
incredible.
substantially.
Yeah, no, look, good as that antennas, mate. You know, he's got the closed line.
And this is just my RF game wound up here.
But, no, it's an antenna.
There's no noise on the beam right now.
My wife would be like that.
And speaking of experiments, we'll try a very quick one now there, Paul. So I'm going to switch between the Hex Beam and to the end-fed half-wave antenna. It's cut for 40 metres. So obviously a very common compromised setup for some guys, and operated in portable sort of situations as well there, Paul. So that's on the Hex Beam right now. Okay, that's a few words for you there on the end-fed half-wave antenna there, Paul. So I'll just give you at least a few sentences to allow for the QSB, and then we'll come back again onto the Hex Beam there, Paul. So there's one quick experiment we can do at least for the time being there, Paul. So I'll be curious to see what you think. EFHW from VK2XXL, over.
Oh yeah, there's quite a substantial difference actually. to be honest with you, Andrew. You're 15 dB stronger on the Hex Beam. Your S9 with the, I think it was an NFED you said, S9 with a little bit of QSB and 15 dB over with the, at least 15 dB over, sometimes maybe even a tad more, but 15, let's say 15 dB over, so at least 15 dB of a difference in favour of the Hex Beam, Andrew, over.
Yeah, okay, yeah, no, that's about what I'm seeing on receive as well there, Paul. Exactly the same on receive. If I switch across to the NFED half wave, you drop off to about a 5 and 9 there on peaks, and QSB down to about 5 and 7 or so. So it's just interesting to see the comparison. All right, so there we go. Pretty obvious there, really. And the results are pretty conclusive on all bands as well. This particular Hex Beam, I've got the elements installed for 20 all the way through to 10 meters. And it does the same thing right the way through. And I have compared this against a ground-mounted quarter wave as well, similar to the DX Commander type of design, which is really just nested dipoles turned into a vertical configuration, obviously with the ground plane, and one element for each band. Same sort of deal, at least 10 to 15 dB stronger every single time. So thanks for watching. This is Andrew, VK2XXL, saying 7-3.